What up guys, I'm TOSZ. This time I'm gonna take you on a European road trip, starting off in Frankfurt, Germany, all the way to Poland, the country I was born in, including Warsaw, the capital of Poland. And then I will take you
to the neighboring country, which is the Ukraine. And yes, it's currently at war, and I usually wouldn't go there, but I got invited by a local who said I should be fine.
And afterwards we will continue to Slovakia,
Hungary, Austria, Czechia, and back to Germany. Quick stop by the sea to see some family and friends before we move on to Warsaw.
What up guys? So I'm in a Moxie hotel in Warsaw, and it's pretty nice. You get a decent quality for, I paid around 210 euros for 3 nights. So guys, my hotel is in Praga, which is the cool hipster neighborhood. When you look closer, you can still see the old Poland.
But first things first, guys, let's grab some traditional food at a vintage communist-style restaurant, which they call Bar Mleczny, and it's literally translated to milk bar.
Dzień dobry, ruskie proszę i z tłuszczem i kawę czarną proszę jeszcze. Kawę czarną.
Ale u nas to jest trójka, taka zasypywana, nie z ekspresu.
Ale dobra jest?
Cibo.
A może być, spróbuję. Mało. Bez czarną.
Tak?
Tak.
There's nothing like pierogi ruskie, guys. I can have it every day. This is the new Karova Bridge. It's connecting Praga with the city center. With almost 500 meters, it's one of the longest of its kind in Europe. And as a former architect, I can approve it's pretty dang sexy. The weather changed pretty quickly, and looking for cover under the bridge, I found out there's a beach down there where you can play ball and all the good things. Started to rain even harder, so let's grab a beer. This is probably the coolest bar in Warsaw. So if you're looking for underground vibes under the bridge, I can really recommend you this bar called Karma Crew. And the sun is back in the game, guys. So let's move on with the city trip. This is the most iconic skyscraper in Warsaw, which is the Palace of Culture and Science.
Były stowarzyszenia, były fundacje, które już wtedy mówiły o kilkuset tysiącach.
Turns out there's a right-wing and left-wing demonstration. And on top of that, there's a huge Ukrainian concert. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of tension and a big police presence on this day. It's getting dark, let's go somewhere indoors. So this mall called Złote Tarasy, which means golden terraces, opened in 2007, and it was built by John Adams Jurt, American architect who also built, for example, the Bellagio in Vegas. Let's move on and check out this little outside event in front of this art gallery. And one thing about Polish people, they definitely love to dance.
And this morning, I've already packed my stuff because I'm on my way to Lviv, which is in the Ukraine. I have no idea in this current situation if we're gonna make it through the border or not, but I've already booked the hotel in Lviv, so at least I'm gonna try. So let's go. So guys, in a couple of minutes I'll reach the Polish-Ukrainian border, and I already have booked the hotel in Lviv. It's my first time entering a former Soviet Union country, and I must confess, it's gonna be a little bit tough for me because I'm not even able to read their letters. But speaking wise, I should be good, since the Slavic languages, especially the West Slavic languages, including Ukrainian, are pretty similar to one another. So I hope I'll be good with my Polish and my broken English. It looks like the line is not as long. When I left Poland, I was 7 years old, and my family and we moved to Germany. And back then, Poland was one of the poorest countries in Europe. In fact, it was even the second poorest country, even poorer than Ukraine. And now, a couple of decades later, it's the other way around. Welcome to the Ukraine, guys. They searched everything, and I made it through the border control. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous. They asked me a lot of questions because of my passport. Colombia, Kenya, Tanzania, Brazil. They wanted to know it all, but I made it, guys. Ukraine is definitely different than Poland. It reminds me of the old Poland, like 20, 30 years ago. So guys, I've just arrived here in Lviv, and this is my tiny little hotel, Atlas Deluxe. Everything. Hello. And this is my first impression. Pretty nice. Quality seems very good. Everything is nice and clean. So far, I'm pretty impressed. There's even a gym in the 4th floor and a shelter in floor number -1. So guys, it's Monday night, 10 p.m. on the streets of Lviv. Unfortunately, it started to rain, but the streets are pretty busy anyways, because obviously in 2 hours there's going to be the lockdown. People have to go inside every night at midnight. I think that's the reason why the streets are relatively busy. Guys, I'll be honest with you. For some reason, I feel a lot safer in Lviv at night than in my hometown, Frankfurt. I mean, look at that. Guys, there's a nice little gym here in the Atlas Deluxe Hotel. Nothing crazy, but I can do my pull-ups here and some light stretching, so should be fine. Děkuji. So guys, I'm sitting here in the beautiful old town of Lviv. Unfortunately, I'm not able to gather as much material from Ukraine as I wish to. I've talked to some soldiers here on the street. They told me it's okay to film, but as I was filming myself, an older lady came up to me and said, it's not allowed. She will call the special forces on me because she thinks I'm a spy. So as you can see, the situation is intense. Okay guys, hi. I'm here with Simon. He's a musician here originally from Kiev, but he is every now and then he comes here to Lviv and works as a musician.
This is my life, and I'm playing and go to my dreams because I love voices, screaming, yeah. But I'm happy. It's no depression. Fuck depression. I can feel you there. Become sometimes so much more away. I'll become this. All I want you to do is be more like me and be less like you. I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For now, there's only one thing you should know.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed
you,
it. Okay, guys, I just packed up my stuff. It was my last night in Ukraine. On my way to Košice in Slovakia. And I gotta say, the rural areas in Ukraine are very, very beautiful. So I'm having a little break over there, and there's this little Orthodox chapel. Let's see if we can get inside. Wow. So yeah, guys, let's move on. Guys, I made it through the border between Ukraine and Slovakia, and finally I'm back to the European Union. So we are in Košice. Now I'm looking for a hotel. The thing is, I have no clue about Košice. I just typed it in because it's more or less on my way to Bratislava. Just found an option for a hotel. It's called Ambassador Hotel or something like that. It's around $100 per night. Slovakia is not cheap. Just found me a nice restaurant and got me some traditional food. This one I didn't know. It's called halushki. It's some sort of gnocchi. And they also have the pierogi, which I only know from Poland. It looks a little bit different than in Poland. The city has their own beer. It's called Kaltenecke beer. Let's move on, guys. The breakfast in the hotel was really good. And I was gonna go to the capital of Slovakia, which is Bratislava, and then to Vienna, which is actually right next to it, like 50 kilometers or 60, 70, I don't know exactly. But then I realized, as I typed it into Google Maps, that the fastest way is actually through Hungary, through Budapest. So why not have a goulash in Budapest? And on my way to Budapest now, I saw this neighborhood over here on the other side of the street. It looked kind of dodgy. It didn't really fit into the environment over here. So I started to do my research on it. And I found out that it's called Lunik 9, or in Slovak, Lunik 9. And it's pretty interesting, guys. It's one of the biggest slums in Europe. So let's go inside this neighborhood and see how it looks like.
Lunik 9 is a communist-style neighborhood originally built in the 70s for soldiers, policemen, and other workers. But then, as a Romani village nearby got demolished, the Romani people slowly but surely took over the neighborhood. And now it is a Romani ghetto with around 7,000 estimated inhabitants.
Okay guys, we're here in Lunik 9. I have a security guard and he's gonna show me the neighborhood. I hope I will survive it. Unfortunately, he doesn't speak any English, but it is what it is.
The unemployment rate is very high, while the living standard is very low.
Guys, I have no idea where he's gonna take me. Możemy tam zobaczyć? W domu? Nie. Nie? Nie, okej.
Tam Diwaju. Diwaju.
A ja, Diwaju. Śpią.
Polska si.
Z Polska, ja. Z Polska i Niemcy.
Niemcy.
Yeah. This is the school, guys. This is the church. Thank you very much, my friend. So guys, I just drove a couple of minutes down south from Slovakia and crossed the Hungarian border. And all of a sudden, everything is different down here. So the weather is very hot. And the language is so different than the other countries. For example, in Polish, for good day or good afternoon, they say dzień dobry. In Ukraine, it's dobry den, at least in the Ukrainian language, not in the Russian. In Slovakia, it's dobry den as well, and in the Czech Republic, it's also dobry den. So Hungary belongs to a different language group or language family, which is not Slavic at all. It's so different I need to check it. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's let me check it on Google. Sounds like this.
Jó napot kívánok!
Jó napot kívánok. They don't have the euro. At least I don't have it yet. But Poland doesn't as well. Having a little 10 in the Hungarian sun. Getting my vitamin D. And now I'm moving on to Budapest for my goulash. Guys, I've just landed here in Budapest. I have no idea what this park is called. All I know, it looks pretty amazing. There's like a little lake. Over there on the other side, there's a sort of beach and a playground for kids. So pretty amazing place, but all they have is smash burgers, French fries, and all that international stuff. And I'm looking for the local experience. I haven't found my goulash yet, but at least they have langos, which is also Hungarian. So maybe let's try that. Okay guys, I got it with some ham, rucola cheese, and olives, and it tastes great. Made it, guys. That was my short trip to Hungary. And now let's move on to Bratislava, which is in Slovakia. Because as I told you, Bratislava is not far from Vienna. And I want to have my morning coffee in an original cafe house in Vienna.
Whenever I close my eyes, I feel you next to me.
Good morning, guys. So I was here in Bratislava overnight in this private apartment. I booked it because it has a laundry machine and I had no more clothes. It's nothing crazy, just a regular one-bed apartment. My car is outside. As I told you, the good thing about Bratislava is it's really not far from Vienna, like an hour or so, where I'm gonna have my coffee in an original cafe house. So let's go. So the apartment was over there. Now I'm on the other side of the street and I have to put the key into this box over here.
Welcome to Vienna, guys. Technically a German-speaking country, but the vibes are a little bit more on the Eastern European side for me. So let's grab some breakfast in an original Vienna cafe house. And what could be more Austrian than Käseschmarrn?
I just crossed the Austrian-Czech border. It was just a tiny wooden house with a restaurant in it. And I found this little lake over here. I guess this is for feeding the fish. As you can tell, there's some fish food in there. So let's move on to Budweiser. I have 30 minutes to go. And I want my Budweiser, my original Budweiser. So guys, this is my final night.
The hotel is not the cheapest, but it was the only one available.
Welcome to the city where the Budweiser beer is from. Budweiser in the Czech Republic. Luckily, there's a street parade today, which I didn't know. So there's some live music, some fire shows, and street food. But I am looking for the one and only Budweiser beer. And of course, a nice Czech meal, which I don't know what they have, but we'll find out.
I got recommended this traditional, very old place called Masné Krámy, which translates to meat market. And what should I say, guys? They have all sorts of Budweiser, Budvar beer, and here's how they make it. And asking the waitress for the most Czech meal they have, she recommended me Holaš, which is the Czech version of goulash. So finally, I got my goulash.
So guys, I've just crossed border number 7, which is the Czech-German border. And now I'm in beautiful Bavaria on my way home to Frankfurt. And it all happened with this Italian sports car, which is a Fiat Punto. And now I think I should give it a name. Maybe Angelo. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.